Morning, Mark here. It is Wednesday, November the 12th, going on 8 a.m. Eastern Time and going on 1 p.m. GMT. Let's have a look how the markets are shaping up this morning. US dollar index, bit of a fight back from the US, or an attempted fight back at this point. I've got support at 99.32 and I've got resistance at 99.52. Buyers will look to test, break above this, get maybe to break above yesterday's high. But as we stand right now, downtrend in place, moving averages crossed to the downside. We can see the support level that is being successfully guarded by buyers and sellers haven't been able to break below. We'll see whether whether sellers can retest this level. But for now, sitting in the middle of that range, US buyers on the front foot going into the US session. There's the hourly, there's the uptrend, pushed down a little in the previous hour, but buyers will be looking back up at this 99.52. Sellers looking down at the 99.32 support level. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. Interesting, we've seen this over the last couple of days in off market in the futures market before Wall Street opens up. We have seen demand and movement in the S&P. Today we've got a gap higher to start. Demand for S&P 6,869 is my support. 6,900 is the resistance that's going into the US session. We'll see whether that demand continues and buyers look above the 6,900 or if there's going to be a turnaround and sellers look back down at the 6,869 support. But trend is up for now. EMAs have crossed to the upside and demand for US equities going into the US Open. Let's have a look at gold, which was sold off earlier. You can see that and still a red candlestick, but certainly buyers did step in at the support, which matches yesterday's support as well of 4,095 and resistance 4,148, also matching yesterday's resistance. So at this point, range the same as yesterday. We'll see if buyers can break above this resistance level, or if sellers are going to step in and look down at the below the 4,100 and look at the 4,095 support level. But gold looking with a sell-off to start, and as I say, the red candlestick there, but certainly looking to test and break above that 4,148, looking at the 4,150 on the upside. Let's have a look at Brent oil. Brent oil certainly being sold off today. Tough resistance level at the 65.12. Anything above $65 hard for buyers to maintain and push above. That level's been guarded by sellers. Same thing today. So that's my resistance at just above the 65. And I've got support right now at 64.44. Sellers looking to push lower, looking back at that $63 area. Trend is still up, but sellers have given up, or buyers have given up that gain they made yesterday. Before yesterday's push higher, oil was sitting pretty sideways, comfortable around that 64, 63 and a half level. Looks like sellers are looking back down at that comfort area. And let's have a look at Bitcoin. Buyers looking to recoup yesterday's losses. I've got support at 102.5, 102.5 thousand. I've got resistance at 105.4 thousand. Roughly a going on at over 2,500 range already. Buyers will look to test this resistance, intraday resistance at 105.3 and get higher. Looking at this descending trend line, which I've got in place, they'll look to break above the intraday resistance and then look to test and break above this descending trend line. An area that's where sellers will look to step in, be it at this resistance level or the descending trend line. Sellers will look to get back to the 102,000 area on the way to retesting 100,000 on the downside. But so far today, demand for Bitcoin looking strong going into the US session. Good trading, keep that discipline, and I will see you at end of day session.